Okay, right, well, I'm in a bit of a dilemma because I've not decided yet. I'm going around in circles on this, whether to use polyester resin on the deck or whether to use epoxy resin on the deck. Now, I've used epoxy resin to do the core in the cabin top here, which is brilliant. It's all set up, it's great. But the amount that I'm going to need for the whole deck, and I really want to put gel coat on the top because it's quite thick and could have a nice thick coating on the top. I was going to go with polyester because I've got some gel coat, I've got everything I need. But then the more I read about it, everybody says, oh, you don't want to use polyester resin because it doesn't stick well to fiberglass and it doesn't stick well to plywood and it'll all come apart. So I got to thinking, well, do I just go ahead and buy 500 quid worth of epoxy resin then instead? But then the day before yesterday, before I left, I glued some plywood together, some pieces of plywood together. That one is thickened epoxy and that one is thickened polyester resin. So I've decided as an experiment to see how easily it is to separate these. Now, the epoxy resin was just thickened, and I did put a little bit of resin first on the plywood and then put thickened in between, clamped it up. Then yeah, as you can see, it's all stuck together. I did the same with that as well. I didn't have anything to thin the polyester resin down, so I warmed it up, got it nice and warm. It was really thin. I think it soaked in the plywood. I put one coat on, and as it was starting to go, then I put the thickened in, and I thickened it with silica, just colloidal silica, and stuck that on as well. So there you go. So they're both stuck. It's just how easy it's going to be to get them apart. And I know there's different sizes. It's not very scientific, is it? But it gives me an idea. So I was going to try and whack them off somehow, if that makes sense. So I've got a wood chisel. I just haven't got my big hammer. It must be in my van. So I've got a toffee hammer. But let's try it with that and see what happens first. So this is experiment number one. What do I do with this then? So what I suggest I do, this is polyester. Let's try that first, polyester resin. Let's see on that one, can't I? Polyester resin. Now, is it just gonna fall off? Because everybody reckons it just doesn't stick. But let's try with my toffee hammer. You can hear that noise. They're moving a boat outside. They think they're dragging it along the floor. Right, is that going to come off now? It's coming. It's not falling off, but it's hellfire. Right, now let's try a different angle. Let's try the top here. No, I know I should have a bigger hammer. I know I'm making a meal of this, but God, that's just. I think it's actually pulling the plywood apart, and this is it's 1/2 inch marine ply. Yes. No. Yes. Flipping heck. Well, I am 60. So what am I doing? Oh God. So I've got my fingers, yes. Right, let's try the other side. So get a bit of a start on this side. Hey, we're off. It's actually, that's delaminated the plywood. That's taken that skin is on there solid. Jeez, look at that, that's just torn it apart. Well, it doesn't exactly fall off, does it? Okay, well, now I know how easy, difficult that was. Let's see if this then, because if epoxy is really that much better, then this should be impossible to get off. I know it's a smaller piece of wood, but let's try it. Let's have a go. What's the worst thing that can happen apart from I can bash all my fingers? get in here. I wouldn't mind, but epoxy resin is 4 times the price of the polyester resin, and it must be for a reason, I guess. But it's probably stronger, but how much stronger do you need it to be? I mean, he's pulling the laminate off like that. Is that going to be strong enough putting down on a deck? I mean, I would have thought so. But then, what do I know? Can't get into this. Should have made it a big bit of wood, maybe. Anyway, I'll get in here. Yes, this is killing my knees. Is it hammered up? God, next time I'm bringing me a proper hammer up. Right. It is moving. God, I must have something bigger than that to go and whack it with. Oh dear. Right. Yes. Come on. Oops. Nearly. Hey! We're off. Oh. And that did exactly the same. That actually, that's left a veneer behind, and that left a veneer behind. If I didn't know before I did this, and somebody said whack them apart, I would have said that it's the same stuff. I really would have said that was the same stuff. In fact, the epoxy one has come off there, and that one, that's just the laminate, that's just the wood. That didn't come off at all. So, in the scientific test that I've just done, that I've just witnessed, they were exactly the same. And if, to be honest, if you said to me, oh, which one of them was better, well, I don't know which one was better, because let's take that bit of wood off there. I don't know if you can see, that's where the wood that's the only bit that's separated from the epoxy resin, the wood, and that's the only bit that's separated from the polyester resin. So looking at them two, I'd say, oh, that's better, but that's polyester. I'm not supposed to be using that, everybody's telling me, because it doesn't stick to plywood. Well, mine does. So do I do what I normally do and think, well, that's good enough for me, or do I just take what everybody else says and use epoxy? That is the big decision, isn't it? Because if I'm using polyester, I can get started on it right now. I can get some heat in my little tent on deck. And if I'm using epoxy, then I'm going to lose a few days while I wait for it to come and spend another 400 quid. If that will be enough, I don't know. Damn. What do you think? Yeah, leave some comments. The comments down there, I think. Leave some comments, let me know. Let me know if you've tried it and you think, oh my god, I tried that and it just all went tits up. And let me know if you've got a hammer smaller than that. I don't even know where I got that. It's quite dinky though, isn't it? Good for a bonfire toffee, yes. Right, yes, I'm talking, I'm waffling. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Right, see you next time.